Faith, and welcome to Faith's Take, where I talk about anything and everything that I find interesting. And welcome to my review of RiffTrax Viva Knievel. This is a favorite RiffTrax of mine for sure, and this review is courtesy of the generosity of Servo 1991 during last year's St. Jude's charity streams. If the title of the movie somehow doesn't tip you off, this film is just a big old ego boost for motorcycle stuntman Evel Knievel. Now, films promoting bizarre celebrities playing fictionalized versions of themselves is nothing new. See the also riffed film Cool as Ice for another example.
I'll be here doing this.
But this film could not have had worse timing when it comes to boosting Knievel's career and trying to make him look good to the public. The film premiered in June of 1977, and 3 months later, he beat a past promoter of his with an aluminum baseball bat. To sum up that fiasco, the previous promoter released a book painting Knievel as a hypocrite who used drugs and abused his family. The book came out while Knievel was healing from a bad jump in Chicago and had casts on both arms, but he and at least one buddy of his tracked the promoter down, and while his friend held him steady, Knievel did his thing with the baseball bat. This led to trials, jail time, and probation, and of course the loss of all his endorsements and promotions with various companies. So remember, while this film tries to make it seem like Knievel was flying high, his own Icarus-esque fall from grace was right behind him. But enough of the history lesson, let's dive right into my review of RiffTrax Viva Knievel. After a groovy opening theme song and credits, the film has a pretty weird opening scene with Knievel literally breaking and entering into a Catholic orphanage. He steals Santa Claus's shtick by giving all the little parentless boys toys, but it can't be completely selfless like Santa, as all the toys are of himself. A nun bursts into the room, rightfully upset that this 40-year-old man broke into a room full of sick and defenseless children, but he says it was for the good of the kids and gives her some chocolate, and it's all water under the bridge. The next morning, Knievel and his entourage arrive at the stadium for his next big jump, and there's more fanfare here than I've seen for actual professional sports games. But it's not all sunshine and roses, as Knievel's current promoter, played by Red Buttons, is literally putting viewers in danger by demanding extra bleachers be set up so he can sell more tickets. This causes Knievel's trusty mechanic, played by frickin' Gene Kelly, to demand there be less bleachers for the safety of Knievel himself. Their fight is starting to turn physical when the man of the hour comes to break up the elderly squabble.
And now, Viva Paper Towels, the musical.
Viva Knievel.
He won't wobble like a weeble. He's bitchin' and he's funky and he's ready to boogie, protecting us from turkeys and their jive.
And the Viva
Jumping over canyons, jumping over sharks, wearing Elvis jumpsuits and Elvis sideburns too, beating up biographers and spending time in jail, being produced by Stan Huff and directed by Gordon Douglas. Viva!
Viva.
Viva.
This is the special Santa that only services housing projects and trailer courts.
I told those guys you wouldn't forget.
Jack, I was just held up for a little while.
Turns out beating a guy with an aluminum bat is illegal.
Jeez.
Want to go see the rest of the kids?
Sure.
Yep, nothing odd about a middle-aged man in a denim leisure suit who visits children in their beds and gives out toys.
How's everything?
Fine, I do. Evil!
I'm not referring to your name, it's just evil that you're here.
You haven't changed a bit. You look just as pretty as a picture.
Now, none of your blarney.
Okay, you're ugly as a rutabaga.
In the middle of the night. And you, Mr. Knievel, I'd like a little word with you.
Damn it, Evil, you give these little twerps a bit of hope. The next thing you know, they're going full out Lord of the Flies.
Darn you, Evil. You could have waited till tomorrow.
Tomorrow would be too late. I have to be in Los Angeles.
I'm free after the novena.
That case, I forgive you.
By the way, I didn't forget your favorite fudge. I picked it up in New York.
Kind with the Turkish hash.
Oh, you're wicked. Evil.
Next time I'm calling the cops.
God bless.
Back when people would pay to see a motorcycle jump that wasn't the middle act of a monster truck rally.
Wow, nice camera work. Has sort of a lone gunman feel. Ladies and gentlemen, Hollywood legend Gene Kelly.
Just biding his time until Xanadu comes along.
I'm wrecking my career.
We can't put up seats on the infield. It'll block the north exit.
Are you blind?
Red Buttons, hipster clown.
But
Hiya, pal.
hi, pal.
They're gonna dance.
Hey!
No, maybe not.
Trying to get Evil killed. Because you're going to have seats on the infield. If you do, I'm gonna make kindling wood out of him. I'm gonna make kindling wood out of you. Get your
Hi.
clothes off for me to stay.
Hey, you guys acting? Cool. Let me come over and act at you.
Will. Ben, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You kicked that gorilla off me.
Yes, a 65-year-old Gene Kelly was a real gorilla.
Well, now you're picking fights.
Suddenly, a helicopter lands mere yards away from the crowd full of children, and a woman in a washed-out orange pantsuit, played by Lauren Hutton, trots onto a random car and just plops herself down like she owns it. And as you could probably guess, this is your standard 1970s powerful, independent, in-your-face feminist who does what she wants, but will somehow fall in love with the male protagonist despite having nothing in common and no chemistry character archetype. Turns out she's a photographer who's been sent to take pictures in case the jump goes poorly, since we live in a world where some would rather see real blood and suffering than a successful motorcycle jump. And if he didn't have enough problems, Evil goes into his trailer to face Red Button's head-on about skimming off the top, and selling his extra tickets without his knowledge, and pocketing all the extra dough for himself. And finally, we meet our antagonists of the film. The leader of the bunch is played by Leslie Nielsen, who has a super convoluted plan to smuggle drugs by getting Evil killed and using a duplicate trailer to transport his body back home. But that extremely ridiculous plan isn't important right now. The important thing is that the motorcycle stuntman wannabe Leslie is manipulating to use in his plan is played by none other than Marjo Gortner, the hero from the infamous Star Crash.
Evil's fighting the urge to jump over it and crash.
This isn't my car, but I'm going to walk on it because I'm rich.
Wait a minute, folks. I'll be right back.
Evil's fans blindly obey him.
Thanks for busting in like this and taking away my play.
Well, don't mention it. It was easy.
And hugely wasteful of helicopter fuel.
Me? And, I'm no miss.
Well, when you're a missus and you dig making enemies.
Wrong again. It's Ms. MS.
More like PMS.
That makes you one of them. Boy, you're real cute, aren't you?
You and your feathered hair and your pantsuit.
Okay, kids. Let's get back to what we were doing.
Adoring me.
We'll be right back.
Mr. Knievel, when do you plan to get the plot going on this film?
Eva, you gonna give us another statement for the press? Give us a break.
I will when I come out. Just keep printing the papers, boys.
Evil, are your wife and children going to be in the story? Or are you going to pretend they don't exist so you can make out with Lauren Hutton? Mr. Knievel!
You're a little short, aren't you?
Hey, I'm taller than Woody Allen.
What about the money you owe me for those bleacher seats you sold I haven't been paid for after the last jump?
That wasn't a question, it was a word burger.
You're not my judge and jury. I didn't kill anyone.
Sure, I've maimed a few.
You didn't. You want out? Get out. Right now.
Hey, where's this coming from?
I didn't say anything about out. I don't want out.
I just want to lightly steal from you.
Look, no complaints at all. I swear I'm happy. I'm happy.
Look, I'll do a jig.
Yeah. Now you start tonight. That's the beginning. We go from there.
All right, as good as done.
Start tonight? What is he going to jump random bikes in the dark?
Jesse know anything about our plans?
He knows about his part of the plans, helping us get Evil down to Mexico.
We're going to pose him with a donkey painted like a zebra.
I've studied Knievel. He's a big man. He doesn't hold a grudge. He forgives and forgets.
You studied him? Like in a school?
You're right.
The big problem's the interior matchup.
I'm taking care of that problem tonight.
Evil and I have a hot date.
What's our total investment?
That night, Gene is servicing Knievel's bike for the big jump tomorrow, even though the movie made it seem like the jump would be that day, when Marjo shows up and takes advantage of Gene's weakness, alcohol. Marjo, who just thinks Leslie Nielsen wants to help him boost his career and has no idea about the murder plans, doses the drink, leaving Gene slipping in and out of consciousness on the floor. Also, he can take pictures of the inside of Knievel's semi and everything in it. Leslie's intention is very stupid, as we'll see later. In the morning, Evil sees Gene still struggling, because he was drugged, but Evil finds the bottle and assumes he was just drinking himself silly, which has apparently been a problem with him in the past. Evil takes his bike out, and we see that he and Marjo are actually friends, meaning that even though he doesn't know about the murder plot, Marjo's still a crappy person, betraying someone who likes him and supports his drive to be a successful stuntman. The journalist Ms. reappears to belittle Evil for no real reason, and he tries taking her on the bike for a few minutes to show her how exciting what he does is. But being a 1970s feminist character in a bad movie, she's completely unimpressed and undermines Evil yet again.
I'm drinking in the dark, just drinking in the dark. Gonna weep and soil my pants, then go sleep in the park.
Oh, Will, come on. I was new, just starting out. You know, I had a better offer.
How could I turn down Star Crash?
I okayed. I'd bet my life on it.
Oh, that sure hit the spot.
Hey, give me some of that.
Well, okay, but give it a shake. The poison's still on top. My God, Debbie Reynolds, Sinatra, Leslie Corona, worked with them all. And now this? Second fiddle to a crotch rocket jockey in a pantsuit? Poison! Get me more poison, quickly! Oh.
Gene Kelly, Blotto, hot dog. Walter Winchell's gonna flip when I get these shots to him back in 1947.
For God's sakes, when are you gonna stop trying to kill yourself?
Stop trying and get it done.
Evil, you just busted the headlight.
Shut up, I know I did. Quit ruining my moment.
Yeah, Evil. What are you doing here? I thought you were down in Florida doing great.
Yeah, I was, but I tied into something a whole lot better up here. As a matter of fact, that's what I came up here to talk to you about.
It's called living literally anywhere other than Florida.
Let me borrow that helmet.
All right. I didn't say to place it lovingly on my crotch, but okay, cool.
You're, chicken, huh?
No, I mean it. Are you a chicken or a lady? I've sustained a lot of head injuries, and well, let's just say I've made that mistake before.
So anyway, where are you from? You're from down south? Oh, I gotta go! Anywhere can take me! That's I'm ready! That's it. Hey, you like Thai food? Yeah, this is neat and all, but have you ever jumped a fence and swooped a girl's horse? Or suggested someone drop the zero, maybe get with the hero? Okay, please tell me you've at least had a Roni.
You okay?
That was sweet.
Sweet.
I guess the exciting part's the jump, huh?
And laugh track and freeze frame. Tune in next time for another episode of Just Kidding, This Isn't a Sitcom, and there definitely won't be a sequel.
Gene is finishing up with Knievel's bike when a little boy in a private school uniform shows up unsupervised. It turns out this dorky kid is Gene's own son, who he must have had when he was already in his mid-50s. Gene is shocked to see him after private school sessions are over. His son Tommy must have always been pushed onto somebody else, even in the summers, since it seems like they've never met each other. Tommy, who, I'm sorry, but has a very weird and kind of off-putting voice, shows Gene a scrapbook with all of his newspaper clippings from when he was a motorcycle stuntman, showing how much he looks up to his father. Gene immediately shows him apathy verging on cruelty, as if the blatant lifelong parental neglect wasn't enough, until Evil shows up and is delighted to see Tommy, telling him they're going to have a great summer together. Leslie gives Marjo a handful of checks to give to Evil while he's golfing. Why is Evil golfing mere hours before his jump? I don't know. I honestly never noticed this before, and it's pretty weird when you think about it. Anyway, the proposal Marjo offers is that if Evil will go down to Mexico for several jumps, Leslie will make good on each check as the jump is finished, and he's offering dang good money. But Evil still needs to finish out some contracted jumps he has, so he turns it down for now. And finally, 30 minutes into this movie about a motorcycle stuntman, we head into the packed stadium to watch an actual motorcycle jump.
Hi, I'm here for the symbolic framing shot. Pink elephants I can handle, but creepy British schoolboys? Guess I really do need to lay off the hooch.
Yep, that's what my son looks like. I cry over this photo every night, but still always good to double check.
Dad? Dad?
Why'd you curse me with this spooky voice, Dad?
Aren't you supposed to be at summer camp or somewhere?
Well, the school wrote you a letter asking about the summer, but you never wrote back.
So naturally, they went ahead and sent me to this racetrack where they thought you might be working.
Glad to meet you.
Well, you get all messed up. You know, I work for a living.
Professional childhood destroyer.
Please? Here.
What's that?
Lawsuit for child support back pay. Love you, Dad.
Newspaper clippings.
Oh, well, Evil likes to read about himself.
They're about you.
Here, take a look. Sorry it's all stained with my dumb, lonely tears.
We jumped to New York.
Viva, Viva Knievel. Da, da, da.
Hey, you must be Tommy. I recognize you from your pictures.
The pictures your dad has on his I pray he never comes back board.
Hey, want to see my van? I think you'll like it.
Whoa, Evil.
Since I read about it,
I'm calling the cops.
Mean evil.
If it's possible for a shirt to be too ugly for golf, that's the one. Wow.
I think you should be handling it yourself.
This way is better.
This way I get to
Not
sit.
quick enough for these.
It wants to book us for a 5-day tour down in Mexico. You draw $100,000 a jump.
Are you kidding? Let me handle you down there. I'll get you that much for the taco concession.
Oh, and all I have to do is let you handle me down there?
I made a deal with Ben for 2 more jumps. I gave him my word.
What he says he'll do, he does.
Come for the motorcycles, stay for the ethics. Woo! We sold our insulin for tickets!
Looks as though everyone in California wants to see Evil jump. But right now, you couldn't get a grasshopper in this arena.
Because grasshoppers have better stuff to do.
So you're in on maybe the most dangerous day in Evil's life.
We were told there'd be Christians to eat.
So you think today's the day I'm gonna get it, huh?
Hey, you said that. I didn't.
I just hope it with every iota of my being.
Before we can get to the jump, Evil gives a speech on how dangerous drugs are by using a race car metaphor, and to be honest, I've heard worse anti-drug campaigns. He then drives around the track, popping wheelies and getting the crowd revved up before actually settling in for the big jump. Tommy asks Gene if he'll ever teach him to ride a motorcycle, and Gene takes the opportunity to crush his son's hopes and dreams once again. But this family drama isn't important now. It's time to watch an over-the-top stunt that has no purpose outside of pure American entertainment. Evil readies himself to jump over a cage of lions, while the reporters, including Lauren Hutton, stand on the sidelines, cameras in hand. And who could have seen this coming, but Evil crashes hard on the other side of the lion cage. All the reporters swarm him, and Leslie, who somehow has connections to the best doctors around, says they can't accomplish their drug smuggling if Evil is dead, and to get the top surgeons and specialists ready at the hospital. Evil, despite possibly having a major spinal injury, demands he talks to the crowd, and he announces that this has been his last jump, and he's going to retire. He then insists to walk out on his own 2 feet instead of being carried out on a stretcher, although he really should be.
You know, I see a lot of young people here in the stands today. So before I make the jump, there's something that I'd like to say to you that's been bothering me for a long time.
Well, what's the deal with fun-size candy?
Every year, to see the Indy 500, they put nitro in their cars sometimes instead of the fuel that's intended to be in the cars, so that their cars will go faster. And they do.
Yeah?
For 5 or 10 laps.
Really?
And then they blow all to hell.
That sounds awesome!
Nitro for everyone!
And you people.
Build your helmet with opium smoke as you requested, sir.
Oh, thank God I was getting the shakes up on that stage. Let's chase this dragon. I am the invincible Lord of Light!
Dad, will you teach me how to ride sometime?
Forget it.
Haven't I made it clear that I loathe you?
Many animals were humiliated during the filming of Viva Knievel.
I'm charmed by the chubby middle-aged lunatic. Yeah, hard to believe Evil Knievel was a mega giant superstar, but in defense of the 70s, you have to remember that most people were coked up and had at least one venereal disease.
Defense.
Roaring down the road to glory, making the most spectacular leap of his life.
The seams of his jumpsuit straining mightily as he goes.
Oh, I forgot to keep sitting on my motorcycle.
Help me off. Help.
But what if you have a spinal injury?
Just give it a good pull.
If he dies, we're in a hell of a fix. I need Knievel in Mexico alive. Get on the telephone. I want the best orthopedic and neurosurgeons in town standing by and available.
This is a very complicated scheme. Now it involves teams of neurosurgeons standing by.
No, you gotta go in the ambulance.
I want to talk to the people.
No, he can't. He's hurt bad.
Beat it, stupid caregiver, and your stupid caring.
Marjo visits Knievel in the hospital and recklessly drives him around in a wheelchair until crashing. Like, dude, he's already in the hospital. What is wrong with you? They get Evil back in bed, and he, Marjo, and Gene talk about Evil's supposed retirement. But he says that every time he crashes, he thinks he'll never get back on a bike, but he always does, and he will again this time. This excites Marjo, who insists again on getting Evil down to Mexico for those jumps. Evil decides to go ahead and take Marjo at his word and head past the border to earn those checks. Lauren comes in to visit next and apologizes, and even though she has another assignment to go check out, Evil tells her to forget about that and just follow them down to Mexico, and she agrees? Not sure how that works when your boss is expecting you to go report on a different thing, but whatever. I guess Evil just has that kind of power. The crew all head down to Mexico, and they treat Evil like an ambassador has come for a visit, not just a motorcycle stuntman. That night, the locals throw him a huge party, again, way bigger than you'd think for the type of celebrity that he is. However, when some flash photos are taken, Gene starts wigging out as all he can remember from the night Marjo drugged him was the flash of the camera. And this'll definitely come back later, don't you worry about that.
Ah, the kazoo. Where would scenes of people pretending to be wacky be without you?
Are you okay, Evil?
Oh, dear God, his spine is severed in 3 places. Damn it, man, stop playing that kazoo.
Wheelie in one of them.
Hey, listen, how about some orange juice, huh?
Yeah, I could go for one of those.
One of those, some orange juice.
Have you thought any more about quit?
You know, every time I fall off of that motorcycle, I think the pain in my legs, or my back, or my arms is what's telling my head what to say.
And that's why he has the intelligence of your average human arm.
Listen, I want to ask you.
It's your life that's on the line.
If you choose to end it while wearing spangled outfits, well, that's your deal.
Viva tequila.
Oh my God, call the nurse.
Viva Knievel.
I have another reason for being here.
What's that?
I'm head surgeon.
I'm flying out to cover that new revolution in South America.
Big deal. There's always a revolution in South America.
Who cares how many die in the country of South America?
You ought to stick around. Why don't you call Frank Gifford and tell him to come along? Tell him it's fiesta time.
Check. Consider it done.
There's no way in hell I'm gonna say fiesta time. Jeez. Batman thinks that car might make a little too much of a statement.
As governor of this state, I extend to you our warmest hospitality.
You are a prominent singer or actor, yes?
Sir, he's a motorcycle stuntman who crashes a lot.
What? I'd rather give an official welcome to a ventriloquist or an embezzler.
Thank you.
I have followed all your exploits with great interest, especially that canyon shot in Idaho.
Meanwhile, my country burns.
But you haven't seen nothing yet. Well, you see this jump here in Mexico. Come on, let's have some of your famous tequila.
And to remind me again, you're the ambassador to...
I'm a motorcycle stuntman.
Damn it, why the hell are we honoring you?
Will, this is the governor.
Another motorcycle stuntman? Well, we're not much of a country, but we deserve better than
Will
this.
Atkins, come on. Will, what's the matter? Are you all right?
Yeah, I felt a little woozy.
Uh-oh, he's just now remembering when he and Jesse went too far with their naughty photo shoot.
While prepping for the first big Mexican jump, Evil decides to go hang out with Tommy and actually lets him ride on his bike for a minute. At first it goes alright until Tommy hits a tiny bump and crashes. This turns into a huge fight with Gene physically abusing his son for a moment until Evil goes in to stop him. It's revealed that Evil was the one who told Tommy's school to send him over for the summer, and that the reason Gene resents him so badly is because his wife died in childbirth. 'Cause yeah, that's totally the newborn infant's fault. Lauren comes in then and yells at both men? What? She rightfully yells at Gene for abusing his son and hating him. But then she yells at Evil for acting as if he's Tommy's father and not giving Gene a chance to be? What the hell? Gene literally abuses this kid. Let Evil treat him kindly. The hell is wrong with you? Meanwhile, Leslie and his cronies are building the twin trailer to Evil's where they can store all the drugs. And here we see another MST3K alum, Captain Santa Claus from Space Mutiny, Cameron Mitchell. He's the one designing the trailer for them. After the flashes reminded him of the night he was drugged, Gene breaks into Marjo's room and finds all the pictures he took of the trailer that night, but he ends up getting caught. The bad guys then drug him, causing him to have a psychotic break, and he gets put into a mental facility, and Evil is beside himself with worry and demands that the hospital gives Gene the absolute best care possible until he can get him out.
Tommy, come on. I got to check the distance out between these ramps here.
Okay, I'll go get a very accurate tape measure because your life is... Oh, we're just gonna pace it off? Okay.
What do you think? Do you like it?
Like it?
Dear God, no!
Wow, it's...
Give me that damn bike back.
He ride on vroomy thing.
Of course.
Somehow the certainty of that happening was more than 100%.
Now, look what you've done.
My spinal injury, please.
You. What's the matter with you? The first time you reach out to help that kid, you shake him out of his shoes.
Look at that bike.
The hell with the bike. Look at your kid.
So I'll just walk myself to the emergency room?
He hit the curb and fell. I figured that 10 years of blaming him for your wife's death at childbirth was long enough.
Just casually tossing backstory like wife died during childbirth.
Arms around him and be a whole new world.
Tommy, I left my equipment
up in the stands. Please go watch it for me.
If my camera gives birth, try not to kill it.
Anybody be? You've been so busy making his life one big chocolate malted, he hasn't had time to get to know his dad.
Yeah.
Shut up, you dropout.
Hey, I'm working on my
Do you
GED.
have any parents?
Excellent. How do you like it?
It's all right.
It's all right, maybe even groovy, but excellent, it's a reach.
Hey, just like a squirrel stashing away nuts.
How many will it hold?
3,000 bags.
Or 57,000 acorns.
Trailer. Why don't you use Evil's rig?
Come on with me. Take a look at the rest of it.
Cameron Mitchell, don't even think of speaking again.
You're not the plan.
We've been clearing our throats back here for 5 minutes.
Thought that was you sneaking into my room.
You won't be needing these any longer. Please.
Please tell Marjo that the existence of Bo Hopkins makes him redundant.
It's among friends. You see, this is an American sanitarium, Mr. Knievel. We're staffed by Americans, and we accept only American patients.
Boy, you sound too good to be true.
As if you're a ludicrous plot contrivance.
Photographs contacted.
Just look right through that window there.
Gene Kelly's one-man show, Renfield, never took off.
Gene just found out what he's getting paid for this.
He took an overdose of something. We don't know what it was, but...
We think it might have been shame.
And listen good. Whatever he wants, he gets, no matter what the cost. Do you understand me?
Sure.
You take good care of him.
If he wants a tub of banana pudding, you get him a tub of banana pudding. If he wants to sit naked in it, you let him.
While Marjo was asked literally 0 questions about this entire plan to become a popular stuntman himself, Leslie still decides to sweeten the pot by giving Marjo a new souped-up bike that's definitely not going to be switched with one rigged to crash and kill Evil during his big jump. That night, Evil, who somehow has acquired some scrubs, easily breaks into the mental institution, just showing how we should definitely not trust the 1970s Mexican healthcare system, despite the place being all-American, as they said earlier. He gets into Gene's padded room and Gene attacks him before realizing it's Evil. He then has an absolute breakdown, telling Evil he didn't just get drugged up on purpose and that he was kidnapped. Evil says he'll get Gene free, but only after the big jump. If he gets broken out too early, the bad guys will know that they're onto their plan and may do something even more drastic. Gene hates the idea, but can only agree. And suddenly, now that he's being called out, he wants to care for Tommy and asks Evil to keep him safe. Evil comforts Tommy, letting him and Lauren know that he snuck in to see Gene, and he plans to get him out as soon as he can.
Come on, try it.
Yeah.
Well, there's no tassels on the handlebars or baseball cards in the spokes, but I'll give it a try. It's just disappointing is all.
Are you still worried about Jesse?
Bribery's funny.
I thought Evil's doing the jumping, ain't that right?
Well, if something should happen to Evil, and God knows he wouldn't want that to happen.
When questioned, forget we mentioned it.
Tough spot.
I think he really wants Knievel's spot.
I'm counting on him.
It's the only part of my plan that isn't completely ridiculous.
The bike.
So all the doctors here are American?
Yep.
And all the patients?
Yep.
And the gardeners?
Don't be ridiculous.
Evil always carries a spare orderly costume with him when he travels internationally. Patient claims he was in good movies. Did he learn to pick locks before or after he mastered the tiger cage jump?
Why did I back into his room in such an unnatural fashion?
Will, take it easy. It's me, Evil.
Well, yeah, I know.
That kid's your #1 fan. Well, he'd take on the Supreme Court for you.
In the extremely unlikely event the situation called for him to do so.
All I know is he put me away.
You're gonna have to stay here.
Take a few shock treatments for the team.
What are you talking about?
If you leave, Millard will know we're on to him.
Then he'll have to abandon his plan to kill me.
Take care, Tommy.
He'll need someone to deny him affection while I'm locked in here.
Till I can. You bet I will.
Unless I get locked up for beating someone with an aluminum bat.
Just imagine the thousands of bags of oranges going unsold near Los Angeles on-ramps today.
Will you leave a message for me?
Sure.
Tell him wine, 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 terrible haircut, wine.
Nope.
Hey, does this stupid outfit make me look stupid?
They won't let Tommy see Will.
They wouldn't let me see him either, but I did last night.
You did?
How is he?
Please, Tommy, there's no time.
Okay, I'm gonna get him out of there.
How?
Let's just say I'm gonna pay his bill in full and sign all the necessary
That's the end
paperwork.
of the parade, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't want to shoot your last jump. I don't want you to ever have a last jump.
That's the nicest thing you said to me since I first met you.
I hope you don't suffer a fatal injury. Boy, she set the bar low.
You take care of yourself, you hear?
Yeah, I will. Maybe now I'll have a better reason to.
Before your half-hearted expression of basic decency, I didn't care if I lived or died.
As Evil warms up the crowd, Leslie Nielsen is ready for his very convoluted plan to fall into place. However, Marjo overhears that they're planning on betraying him in the end, and that he's only been a pawn in their game this whole time. So he demands to take Evil's place and jump for him, spilling the beans about the evil scheme. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Marjo didn't know about the whole killing Evil during the jump part of the plan, just the backstabbing him and getting drugs across the border part. And he wants to prove that he's the best jumper out there. He knocks Evil out so easily it's amazing he hasn't been killed by these jumps already, and Marjo peels out ready for fame and glory. Unfortunately, with his helmet on, no one notices the switch, and the bad guys remotely stop the bike, and Marjo is killed instantly. Once it's revealed that Evil wasn't the corpse after all, Leslie decides to go with a much more straightforward plan now. That plan being to take Evil out themselves and to kidnap Lauren and Tommy to clean up loose ends. A henchman goes to get Evil, but Evil knocks him out so easily, it seems like we're in a dimension where people's skulls are made of glass. Evil then rides his cycle into the asylum, shoots the lock off the door, and breaks Jean out. Our hero, everyone, recklessly endangering all the patients and staff of a psychiatric hospital.
And the crowd erupts with the type of enthusiasm usually reserved for the Virgin Mary appearing on the side of a chalupa.
Finally, the moment where all his extensive Knievel studying is going to pay off.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Ready and waiting.
Don't call me Shirley.
I didn't.
Click.
Thanks.
Good luck. Let me break a leg. Do not resuscitate order. Inferior Mexican medical care facility. I'll stop now.
We've got Knievel thanks to Jesse, but Jesse is a junkie.
His girl's quite a looker, though.
Meanwhile, you go ahead and promise to make him #1 jumper. I say we get rid of him.
I thought I could trust these murderous drug lords.
Jesse is finished.
William can't. Oh, it's just you, Leo Sayer.
What'd you say?
End of the line, man.
What are you talking about? You're supposed to be at the other end.
No, I always have been before, but not anymore. Today it's my turn, my shot at the glory. I'm making this jump.
I covet the glory of the regional bike stunt performer.
Their bases. You've been smoking something? You're high.
Man, maybe you ought to get high.
Well, touche. I
To kill you, and your buddy Will, too. You know, he even thinks he's gonna kill me.
Why? Why would he do that?
Why would he do that? Does not compute.
And that's to take your body back to the United States as cover for about $50 million worth of cocaine.
Look, I got a jump to make.
Ow, you lightly hit me with my helmet. Man, that's gonna leave a small bump. Probably.
Sure, I'm glad that Evil and I are the exact same size, otherwise this jumpsuit wouldn't have fit at all.
Ladies and gentlemen, Reb Brown as Captain America.
Oh my God.
I should have been a soybean farmer.
No, Tommy, no!
He was dead before his body stopped skidding, Tommy.
Jesse.
Ta-da!
Well, may as well grow a Santa Claus beard and star in Space Mutiny.
Jesse took the jump. Not Evil. Jesse is dead.
How'd that happen?
How the hell do I know?
The horrific crash might have something to do with it.
Jesse blew the whole thing to Knievel.
Get to him before he gets to the cops.
If only this was a country where the police were accustomed to taking bribes. Welcome back, Norman.
If this was a Muppet movie, right about now, he'd drive past Statler and Waldorf sitting on a bench, and they'd say, "There goes the best actor in the movie." "Yeah, the bike." And I'd wonder again.
Take that, door that was keeping in all the presumably dangerous patients.
The star of the AFI's #5 movie of all time, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, let's get moving so we can stop him from worrying.
Cut to Tommy sobbing about Evil's death and subconsciously forming walls to prevent ever loving again.
Evil and Gene stumble upon the real Knievel trailer being swapped out by the drug-filled duplicate. It turns out that Lauren and Tommy have been snatched up and will be transported in the drug trailer as well. While mere seconds too late for the fake truck trailer, they're able to catch up to the real one, and they force the leftover henchmen to get locked up themselves. They grab Gene his own cycle, and the two race down the road to reach their loved ones as quickly as they can. Leslie and his right-hand man are in a car following the trailer, and after a brief spat about who does what, Gene agrees to go be a distraction to them so Evil can get into the truck. As Gene gets Leslie off the trail, he gets his tire shut out and crashes. Oh no, I sure hope the character with a 10-year-old son who's played by a legendary actor is okay. Meanwhile, Evil's hunting down the truck. He's actually able to jump on the truck's roof, and yep, that's definitely really Evel Knievel and not a tinier, more talented stuntman.
Hey, they have two big van-like motorcycles.
Hey, I'm seeing double. What's my lord after?
Come on, let's take a closer look.
Jesse died horribly in front of thousands of people, by the way. R.I.P. Gene Kelly's dignity.
Come on, hurry up.
It's Tommy.
Will, hold it. Hold it. There's 6 guns against 1. We need those bikes.
Bikes are good for shooting people.
Stand a chance unless we're inside.
So I assume Ben Murphy is driving this truck.
Turkey.
Casually sauntering up to the murderous thugs, all the while observing proper equipment maintenance. Nice.
Boys, get in there. Get in there. Come on, boom.
Ow, my hiney.
Ah, the vroom vroom sound. Sweet music to midlife crises everywhere.
Square middle-aged asses away.
Well,
you didn't like your son anyway.
Draw 'em off. That way you can take care of those 2 goons in the truck.
Right plan, wrong player. I'll take the Porsche.
Yeah, and you'd be as good as dead.
I know that.
I'm dead inside anyway, doing this movie.
I would...
Take this. That'll help even the odds.
You want me to shoot you?
The bad guys,
Go on,
idiot.
Oh.
Who is the man that'd ride cautiously downhill for his brother, man?
Evel Knievel!
Can you dig it?
You know, Gene Kelly did his own stunts for this movie?
Really?
Yep. He hoped he'd be released in sweet, merciful death, but he survived this with just a few bruises. Tough old bird. Unfortunately for him.
Yeah.
There's actually no reason for me to be so terrified, though, is there? Gotta disgust myself.
Eat it, physics.
He bought that helmet from a woman named Evelyn, then sandpapered off the last few letters.
Whoever's in that jumpsuit, he has roughly half the body fat of Mr. Knievel.
Rear? No, not up here either.
Hot, slow-moving, chunky old guy's action.
Jim Carter! Ow! Wow! Ow! 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 Continued. Ow!
All of Evil's shenanigans cause the driver to skid off the road, and it's comical how quickly Evil takes him out. Knievel then frees Lauren and Tommy, and now, finally, he's ready to take out Leslie Nielsen, who's back on the road catching up with the truck. They find Evil alive and start chasing him through the Mexican countryside. This leads to both our hero and villain terrorizing a small village, bursting through buildings and just generally putting an innumerable amount of innocent lives in danger. Eventually, as in when the budget's finally started to run out, they're back on the outskirts, and it ends not with Knievel killing them directly, because that wouldn't be good role modeling, but with the bad guys tumbling their car down a mountainside to their doom. By some sort of magic, both Gene and Evil find Tommy and Lauren at about the same time, and this drug lord's failed plot did one good thing. It took the bitterness out of Gene's heart, and now he can love his son. And to end the movie, Evil finally completes a jump in Mexico, much to the country's incomprehensible delight.
The busload of orphans coming the other way was necessary collateral damage in the name of motorcycle justice.
It's Evelyn.
Evil.
Oh, right.
Kung Fu fighting technique, elderly orangutan.
Wear a damn helmet! How many times do I have to tell you people?
Tough up.
I thought you crashed. What happened?
You being alive is a disappointment.
Did you get my dad out of the sanitarium?
Yes, and into a coffin.
Your dad went up to the porch so I could come down here to
Kid,
help
look,
you.
we should talk.
Is he all right?
I've got one of those goons down, and I want to make sure he stays down.
You're gonna put a few bullets in his temple, lad. It'll be fun.
I'm just saying, maybe our money-making scheme should occasionally not be based on killing a very famous daredevil. Just, food for thought.
The right of third world peasants to be safe in their own backyard is not recognized by motorcycle justice.
He's playing games with us. I'll show him games.
Get that mint condition deluxe Candyland out of the trunk. Game.
While we're doing this, let's plan our next money-making famous daredevil murder.
Seriously, sir?
IS farm animals, the greatest foe of motorcycle justice.
Man, I only death raced 2 goats, 5 chickens, and 3 civilians. I am slipping.
There's a point past which a chase scene just becomes around.
And that point will be reached
5 minutes ago.
Hi, folks. Just here to confirm your feelings about Americans.
My El Cobb salad.
Hi, folks. Just want to make sure absolutely everything is broken and your life's work of ruin. Be done soon.
We were nowhere near a cliff. How did this happen?
And of course, since all cars in the 70s were made of pure nitroglycerin.
Don't mess with Evelyn. Evil, right.
Dad!
Why did you have me when you were 63 years old?
Tommy! My favorite rock opera is Tommy! I don't know why I'm thinking about that right now!
Tommy! Oh, Tommy.
So much better than Quadrophenia.
I Knieveled up the score. Sorry, I thought that sounded cooler.
Evil.
They finally found each other.
Like we did?
Yep, you're my son, I guess. Come here, boy.
My Saturday Night Fever suit makes me feel like a young man of 50. Viva has a colloquial sense in Mexico, meaning you're older and fatter than we thought you'd be. Look out, cameraman! Oof! Dry roasted nuts, anyone?
Come on, Mike.
No, I really have a jar of Planters here. I thought the movie was over.
Well, it is now. From all of us at RiffTrax.com, thanks for joining us. And remember, Viva means a Mexican thinks you're surprisingly obese.
Bye, everyone.
This film was one of the cheesiest, yet complicated, yet generically written movies the guys have ever riffed, and I love it so much. From all the goofy 70s clothes and hairdos, to the drug lord's way too complicated and nonsensical plot involving the world's most popular motorcycle stuntman, to the film being such a basic, this hero good 'cause he famous type of movie. Evel Knievel's already a weird dude to make into an action hero, and his actions that follow the movie make him instantly unsellable to kids, and it's just the cherry on top of the whole thing. And the riffs are an absolute riot. I've watched this one many, many times, and I plan on watching it many more, so make sure to go see it for yourself if you haven't already. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and special thanks to my Patreon supporters, including Kevin Nata and Isabella Summit. And a groovy thank you to all the incredible St. Jude supporters, including Nightwing, Techno Dan, Frank, Rogue 2, Rich, Tommy Gun Servo, Mist Explorer, Curator of Entropy, Adam, Guido, Bleached Black Cat, Ryan, Roy, Jackie Ball, Donna, City Forever, Stuffy Wuff, Kevin Nata, Angry American, Roland, The It and Fit, and the biggest thanks to Servo1991 giving me the excuse to review this incredible riff that I've always loved. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more from me, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe because it really helps me out. I also have links below to my Discord, Twitch channel where we have Riff Watch parties, and my second YouTube channel, so go make sure to check those out as well. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys later.
Time for